Guys, here we are once again. Here we are to check Bitcoin for another day of live trading. I hope everybody's well. Let me just check that everything is working correctly. Volume and shit. Okay, well. Okay, it seems like for some people it starts, but for example on mine, it takes a little bit before it starts. So let me just make sure, because if I start talking and you guys can't even... Perfect. Let me just check. Okay. So everything is good. Let's get straight into Bitcoin. We do have market open in 3 minutes. Started a little bit late today. So let's see what happened. That's sorry. There we go. Okay. So as you guys know, I have been in this short trade for quite a while now. Right, this short trade from 93 I've been holding for a while. This is now over $8,000 in profit. I still not closed it. I did take some profit down here, but I still let a little bit running. Now, where's the interesting part? That I finally took the first long trade in I don't know how long. It's been quite a while actually. And that was off of a very, very simple trigger, something that I just had to trade. And it was off of the fake out that I've been speaking about even in my videos. If you go back to, where did I explain this? I explained this here. By the way, as you can see, I'm redoing the whole channel. I think it looks pretty dope. But yeah, Bitcoin aside, I covered this exact setup in the video update that I did these days. As you can see right here, I was talking through going below this low, chilling here for a little bit, and on the reclaim of this low, which is not this one actually, it's the one from previous week, sorry, months ago from April. There was the trigger for this trade, which was off of a very simple failed auction. Now, of course, as I said in the video, it's not like we are expecting a full reversal. There are some levels to claim. There are some things that could hint that we have put in the low, which is why today I kind of want to add on to my long position. But we'll see that in a moment, and we'll discuss. Of course, for now, it's not like we had the long and we can expect 100,000. We do gotta still consider that market is still very bearish, and yeah, so it's good to take these longs when you get the opportunity, but we still have to be conscious that this long could easily fail. But anyways, let's see. So the low that I've been talking about is this one from April 7th of April 2025. As you can see, we traded below this low. At the time, it seemed very bearish. It seemed like it did not hold at all. 30 minutes, as you can see. Not a single candle holding. But once we had that movement back above and getting some candles closing above this level right here, this is actually where I took my long trade. I don't have my BitUnix account right here, and I don't want to log in front of you, of course. But yeah, I mean, I can try. Let's see. I think I'm logged out. Okay, perfect. I am not logged out. There we go. So that was my long. As you can see, my entry was exactly right here, 74,400. Sorry, 74,700. I sent this in the Discord as well. And there was only one buy, and this was as soon, if you look at the candles, as soon as we got right here, that candle, first candle closing above, second candle closing above, that for me was the entry, right? Now we're just simply getting a retest. If we lose, whatever, I only risked 300, but I do want to add a little bit because my position is pretty small, as you can see. This is not what I typically trade with, but for this account, which is just below $25,000, remember I brought this from 2,000 to 25,000, the risk here is very acceptable. Anyways, so that's the long trade that I'm finally in. And as you can see, I just have 0.2 at this entry. And if you go back to Bybit, I have 0.15. So I'm basically fully hedged. Even if this trade fails, as I lose these 300 right here, it's $381, I make like $300 back on this position. So it's technically not a loss. I mean, it's me giving up extra profits that I could have had, but I'm technically hedged. I hope that's clear for everyone. So nothing to do for now. I'm also going to check order flow whilst you guys are here online and see if we have anything interesting there. We have some shorts, couple of longs, nothing too obvious, let's say, that makes me say that is super bearish or super bullish, just very, I don't know how to say it, neutral order flow. But yeah, so let's see what happens here if we can put in that low now, since market is open, and we can get the nice reaction. I would wait, to be honest, for a reclaim of this low. If we can just trade a little bit above, let's see where that retest comes. That retest is going to be right here. If we can do something like this, either you can be aggressive and take this straight away, or you can wait for that wick, put in a nice print on the CME, which we will check in a little bit. And yeah, otherwise, if you want to be a little bit more conservative, you can just add above here. I would say this is more likely to play out and to at least go and get these highs right here. Even though yesterday, as you can see, honestly, this would have been a nice entry as well for a short. You can see we went and back tested this daily level. We put in the high and then we just went back for that high, had a very small SFP. As soon as this candle closed right here, you could have traded something like this for that downside again. At least you would have been protected on your long. Unfortunately, I didn't see this. This was at 3 a.m. So, you know, I was sleeping. But yeah, it's very unfortunate because all these nice trades are actually happening at like 3, 4 a.m. when I'm sleeping. But yeah, so that's unfortunate. So let me read the chat real quick. Hi, bro, as I mentioned. Hey, everyone, I just wanted to say a quick thank you to Fede. Yesterday, it really helped me to reset my mindset around money management and risk control. Through a heavy 5-digit liquidation recently, my confidence was honestly shaken. Okay, this is one of my students that I did a one-to-one mentorship with, the final one-to-one mentorship call after he went through the course and everything. So appreciate the kind words. Thank you. And yeah, yesterday we did a whole session on, you know, risk management and, you know, the mentality of trading and everything. And thank you. I appreciate the words a lot. If you're serious about trading and actually want to survive long-term, not just gamble, I truly recommend following Fede and learning his approach. Thank you very much. Guys, as you can see, this is not me writing this. This is actually a real student. You can even find him in the Discord. His name is In BTC We Trust. But yeah, anyways, thank you very much. And thank you. So let's go back to this. So as we can see, this is the area that we're going to be interested in. There's the aggressive approach if you're interested. Otherwise, the more conservative is going to be a reclaim of this high that we have right there. And this is simply another filled auction of these lows, right? And I'm going to explain this a little bit more in detail using the CME chart. So as you can see right here on the CME, we actually hit this perfectly. Or is that? Oh, no, sorry, not yet. I thought that was the wick of the candle. But yeah, so I gave this area in the Discord as a compound long. And the reason was very simple, actually. As you can see here, we put in the low yesterday at 73,200. With some excess. This is acceptable. This is considered a good low. This is considered finished business. There's technically no reason as of now to go back below this. And so the nice thing here would be to actually, let's see the lows here. Let me take away the price action. This away. Thing is, we also do have the excess above, so technically no need to go and recover that. These are not good highs. So technically, here's what we can see. Here we have bad highs. If we can hold this level that I've been speaking about today, I do think that we could make our way up to 80,000 once again. And then, you know, we would have a nice simple trade like this for a 1 to 3. I would say this is what I would be looking at for today. But once again, we just need this level to hold. And let's put an alert above here. If this can print, as you can see right now, this is not appearing yet because this is a little bit late. But soon we're going to have a new profile, a new purple profile, where if we can print something like this with a box, let's do it like this to really make this clear for you guys. No. Right there. If we can print another box like this with one single square right here, and we can start trading back above these lows and this point of control that we have right there, then I would say this is very, very likely that we can move up at least to these highs. And then honestly, I would go and target these because these profiles are not looking good. They do need to be taken again. Let's see what we have above. This is old analysis, scalp short, which of course would have played out pretty well, but we missed a little bit just above. I remember that. We have poor lows here, sorry, poor highs, poor highs. So as I've said before, this can change quite quickly. Maybe we can be trading back above 85,000, 86, and that is where we, and look at that. Okay, now we have that reclaim. I would say this looks very good. I will add a little bit to my position. If I get stopped out, that's not an issue. So I'll add another 0.2 right here. And again, if we get stopped out, that's not an issue. But I would say that's exactly the type of move I wanted to see. And to be honest, I could put this that I just added just a little bit below here. Because if we got the low, as I was mentioning, then we don't really want to see this trading back below. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set a partial limit for the position that I just added, which was that 0.2. And I got to do that here. So I'll do a partial stop loss on that 50% of the position at, let me see where that is. That is going to come 24,626. I'll give myself some space, 73,716. 3,716. Let's do 690 to be sure. And that's going to be for 50% of my position. So if I get stopped out, I lose 270. And I'm okay with that. But I would say that's exactly what we wanted to see. To be honest, this is quite aggressive. As I said, if you want to be even more sure, you should wait for that 30-minute candle close or be at least a couple 5-minute closes. I'm going to be more aggressive because I'm honestly looking to swing this. And I don't mind taking some more drawdown before we move back up. That's why I put my invalidation at 7.3. Should probably put it a little bit lower actually, just in case we go a little bit deeper here. But I think if we go deeper, it's fine. I can just re-add later. But yeah, so, you know, if you want to be aggressive, take it now. If you want to be less aggressive, wait at least for 5-minute candle close above this level, or maybe 2 consecutive candle closes. And then if you want to be really, really conservative, wait for that 30-minute candle close, which is going to be in 20 minutes. So, you know, maybe in 20 minutes, we're going to be trading up here. So that's the difference that there is between trading aggressively and conservatively. Sometimes if you're too conservative, you'll get a late entry. Maybe, again, you'll get it up here instead of down here. But sometimes if you're conservative, you avoid taking the loss that I might take right now. So I hope that is clear. Subtitles in Italian is a little bit hard whilst I do this live. You could rewatch later and put Italian subtitles and watch the live as soon as it's done. That should work. So again, technically this is still not valid, but I don't have an issue adding that and taking a loss. So yeah, so that's it for Bitcoin. That's our trade for today. And then I will stay in that bigger swing trade in case I get stopped out here. I still am keeping the initial trade with the stop loss below here. So as you can see, I have 2 orders. One for that stop loss about, right here to give me some space. And then my original stop loss, which is going to go back to 300 once this gets closed, is going to be below this low. And that I don't want to touch. Now, do I think it's possible that we put in another low? Yeah. As I said, like value is going lower. Sorry, that's not the right profile. Value is going lower, so, you know, there's no reason why we can't keep going down. Now, if we scroll a little bit more back, put that price action back on, and we go to this other chart, I believe we have some gaps to look at here. That gap was 78. We have that RTH gap right here. Just checking something, and as you can see, yeah, so we did tap into that RTH gap, which is real trading hours. And as you can see, I mean, this is also where we had some sort of supply flip into demand, and now we're retesting this as demand. So, you know, this is a good area to put on your risk to start taking those positions. And yeah, so honestly, this is an area that I'm happy to risk some money to try. But as you can see, this time the aggressive approach seems like it could lead to a loss, but you know, you never know. 30 minutes still looks fine. We still have 18 minutes. And again, Usually I'm very conservative. I wait for price action to, I typically look at the 30 minutes. But again, today I want to be a little bit more aggressive because I don't have an issue of buying this area. I'm just thinking that maybe putting the stop loss so tight is a little bit stupid, but in case I will move it manually just in case we lose this low again. Yeah, it's kind of stupid. I am gonna give myself a little bit more space. I mean, honestly, at this point I could just put it below this low, to be completely honest. But yeah. So that is it for Bitcoin, I would say. That's what we're looking at today. We just need to be a little bit patient and see what price is showing us. Let's quickly check the stock market. As usual, stock market. We do have a little bit of an SFP right there. Still holding this anchor view up as support once, twice, 3 times now, as you can see. So yeah, I would say still okay until we lose this anchor view up. We then have gold. I did send in the Discord when we were trading right around here that this was a very, very nice reaction on gold. I did take a stop loss here. I traded this level because we had a very nice reaction at first. This failed. I took a stop loss of around $2,000. And then this was my other point of interest, which once again happened overnight. As you can see, from 2 a.m. to 6 a.m. I wasn't able to buy exactly here. So I actually ended up not buying the position, but I did send in the Discord that that was a nice point and that there was a really nice reaction. And so if you took this this trade, I mean, you're clearly up 12%, which was nice. Now, let's look at the chat. Remember that if you want to look at any asset, we can do that through the chat. The Discord link is in the video bio. Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah, it's probably not in this. To be honest, I do think it's probably also in the live. Let me just double check. There it is. It was right there in the live that we're in right now. As you can see, this is live right now, and you can find my Instagram, you can find my trading Discord, and then if you want to book a call with me because you want to do my one-to-one mentorship, there's a link to book a call. So you have all the links down below, and then also in my bio, if you go here, you will find, there you go, once again, the link to join the Discord. So let's look at the chat. So we have XMR. This we had been looking at. Let me see, I should have it somewhere here. So I'll start from the bottom this time. XMR. In the meantime, we let Bitcoin do its thing, see if it gets that reclaim and see if we can trade it up. I am still very, very conservative, by the way, with my positioning. Typically, you'll see me taking positions of 2-3 Bitcoins. So this is very, very small for me. But again, I gotta consider that this is a challenge account and that I'm trading with 25,000. So I do gotta adjust to this. But of course, typically I take much bigger trades. I mean, as you can see, once again, I have $8,000 on this trade. This was a 2 Bitcoin trade. But yeah, so I do gotta adjust to this. And to be honest, risking, even if I risked 1K on this 25,000, that's around 3-4%. Which is a bit too much, but it's fine in this case, I think, because once again, I think this is the moment where if we need to be looking for one long, this is the place. But yeah, I don't want to repeat myself too much on that. Regarding XMR, we never had that reclaim that I was talking about, so this trade never activated. Now, this is looking good. I do like the fact that we're bouncing off of this one-to-one that I had given you for that C wave. Sorry, for that final C point. I just don't really like how the low is here. That does not look good. Would be nice, to be honest, if also you can see the respect on that anchor VWAP. To be honest, I really like this. What I don't like is the lows here. If we can go back here and get an SFP, I think I'll take this position. You can be taking this position now. This is going to be a little bit aggressive because keep in mind that we are still below this main level where I think if we reclaim here, I do think we have the strength to really push above 550. But for now, this is still considered weak, but we do got to recognize that we are at a very nice support. What happened to that anchor VWAP? Okay, this is what I don't understand sometimes. You guys can see that anchor VWAP, right? On the 30 minutes. When I go on the 4 hours, it disappears. It's kind of weird. Okay, all right, I'm just not gonna consider that anchor VWAP, but still, we're onto that 1-to-1, which I really liked as a target. And again, you could have been trading this, but to be even more sure and to have an optimal entry, which might be missed, I would be looking at this as a range. And if we can get that move down below, once again on that 1-to-1, taking out the liquidity, closing above, then I'll take my long here. Because then I have a really nice trade with a very obvious invalidation. And I'll try to trade it, you know, back above this weekly. Of course, it's possible that this weekly gets back tested as resistance and goes back down. But guess what? By the time we get to that weekly, we're going to be into a 1-to-5 trade. So that's how I would play this. Sent you DM. We talked to give you my UED, and I did, but I'm still not in the Discord. Okay. Open a ticket on Discord. In the DMs, sometimes I have too many people reaching out, so I kind of like lose the text. So if you open a ticket, I'll for sure get back to you with the support ticket. Also, I don't... Okay. Wow, there's a lot of volatility on Bitcoin right now. It's just going up and down around the same chopping area. So you can see clearly how this low is, I mean, is the point to trade. You can see that the bulls are trying to reclaim it. You can see that the bears are trying not to reclaim it, because I think they know that once you reclaim this properly, that's when you can have that bigger move. And you can clearly see that. I mean, it can't be more clear. Tried once, did not. Tried a second time, we didn't. And now we keep on trying and we just can't break past it. You'll see that if we reclaim this level, we'll have that nice pump. I really do think back above the highs. And if we don't, you'll see that we'll have that move back down. Those are the two options in trading, right? So yeah, that was for XMR. Then Ethereum, yeah, good idea. I think we should look at Ethereum. So Ethereum, I have been giving you this box for a spot buy. As you can see, this was from the last live. I mean, I've been speaking about these levels on Ethereum for, what the fuck? I already have this. Okay. I've been speaking about this for quite a bit. I do think it's possible that we can reach, if you want me to give you a bottom on Ethereum, I would say it's possible to go and retest that 1.8K if Bitcoin is not to reverse here and we go and see those levels that I've been speaking about between 68 to 54. I do definitely think that the low can be around 1.7, maybe even lower. You know, maybe we can go for that low right there at 1.3. But anyways, I have actually added a little bit of Ethereum in spot. I don't know how much I'm holding now, but I'm holding quite a bit, maybe 30 Ethereum by now. So, you know, this is a long-term play. I don't really care about the price of Ethereum in the next weeks or months even, because I'll be willing to buy this as we go down. And also on the weekly, I mean, you know, this is it's not the best chart, but, you know, if we really consider the higher time frame, we still could make that low here and get a nice bounce. I mean, I have 30 Ethereum here. Even if we go back to 3,000, I'm not going to be sad. You know, with an average buy down here, that's still going to make me 50% of my investment. So I do think there's definitely a nice opportunity here. And yeah, this is not financial advice, but that's the area that I'm buying. So I slowly started buying. I still have around 50 to 100,000 that I want to add, which I won't necessarily add. Of course, if we just keep on seeing weakness, I'm not just randomly adding. I added around, I think by now I've added maybe $10,000, $15,000 to my position between 2.3 and 2.1, and I'll just be adding the way down without an issue. Optimally, I mean, imagine this, right? So I want to invest 100K, right? And also, let me take out this purple. It's kind of disgusting. I want to invest 100K. What I'm going to do is, I just bought 10K right here. I'll buy maybe another 10K down here, or maybe 15K, let's say. Down here, I'll buy 30,000. Okay, by now I've only exposed 25 plus 30, 55. So 55% of what I want to buy. You see how I don't just go all in right here because I'm aware that we can go for lower. Then what happens? We keep on dropping. No problem. Let's add another 10,000 down here. Keep on dropping. let's add another 10,000 right here. Of course, I mean, if Ethereum goes back to 800, I'll still be buying, but I'm going to start being a little bit more cautious and considering what's happening. Optimally, what I want to see is here to hold. And if we have a nice reversal, I'll probably put a stop loss below here. And then, I'll be out of my position at a loss in case this happens, because I do think if we start losing 1.7K, it's really not looking good at all. And we're probably going to have to look at, let's see. Yeah, I think anywhere between 1.8 to 1.6 is doable. Lose 1.6, most likely we'll go back to 1.3. If we lose 1.3, that's when we can expect, I think, prices below 800. And that I think would be pretty scary. Let me just do something for the much higher time frame. Yeah, so I do think it's possible we go back to 1,000 if we don't hold that 1.6. So I would say this is my main area where I'll be loading up. If we don't hold this, I think I'll be scaling out of my position and re-adding towards 1,000 to below 800. So yeah, please do keep that in mind. This is a very important level, 1.6. I mean, we've clearly lost here. That was a nice, see, we lost that, we back tested it and had it seems like we're going for that 1.6 to be honest, looking at this graph. Okay, so Bitcoin is down below. Did I get stopped out? No. All right. So yeah, honestly, I did add a little bit too quickly, but again, it was a very small position and I do want to add more. So that's not an issue. It would be nice to put in this low in the next minutes. It's now been 30 minutes since market open. So yeah, but as you can see, that level is just now being reclaimed. There's clearly interest right here to keep this below. Let me also check order flow in the meantime. What is order flow doing and saying right here? So we do have some shorts opening, which is not ideal. Sorry, it is ideal actually if we reclaim the level. So that is a positive thing. We do want to be seeing these shorts open. So also here we had 1 million shorts. By the way, I know you can't see this. I'm just reading it on my own chart. If you guys want, I can try to quickly share it with you. Just give me a second. Let's see if this, I can put it at us. Let's see. No, this one. All right, I think you should be able to see it now. Right? Can you see my screen? Normally, yes. So, just remind me in case I forget to switch back to the graph once I switch back. So as you can see, we have that open interest going up, right? And we have 2 million shorts opening here. The majority has been open right here at 74.8. And the point is that we need to be trading above this level. If we can start trading above there, these 2 million shorts, which is not a lot, as you can see now, it's actually gone back down to 1 million. But this is not typically what you want to see. You want to be seeing much more. You want to be seeing like 5-6 million for a nice trade. Now, this is not, of course, it doesn't have to be like this. Order flow is just an added confluence, but it can definitely help. So I would say if we can have another move down below here, 74.5, and get a nice wick right here. So I show the order flow. Let me switch back to, oh, great. Now we have that issue. Just 1 second. This is why I don't like switching between these things, because OBS kind of sucks with this. All right, we are back here. There we go. No, 1 second. This is going to take me a minute. Sorry for the inconvenience, but it was worth it to show you the order flow. 1 second. Right there. It's just when I go full screen, it takes it out and you guys can't see it. There we go. Now we're back. So if we can get that nice wick now, and in the meantime, for example, right here, this would be my preferred place. And right here, we can see those shorts opening and then going back. That's when I would say, okay, I'm quite confident this is the low, and I'm quite confident now we can go for these highs. So that would have been obviously the more conservative approach, which, by the way, if this happens, I will add again to my position. And if this doesn't happen, obviously you can expect for these new lows to be taken. And once again, not an issue. We do have this trade running. And I hope you do still have some shorts that are running as well. What if Bitcoin climbs back up to all-time high? Right now, I would say it's very unlikely, but would be lovely. Would really be lovely. I'm holding spot, so, you know, that would be good. Okay, so now we went and took these lows again. And honestly, I'm starting to notice that most of the lows that we've been putting in during New York opening, it's actually been between 4 p.m. Italian time or wherever you are, Paris, whatever. So for me right now, it's 4 p.m. So it's been between 4 p.m. and 5 p.m. So I should also start taking that into consideration. That's why it's nice to start recording statistics. Because, for example, if you start recording statistics, that usually this is a fake out, the first move that you get at market open. So this was 10 minutes into market open. If you start getting statistics that the majority of the time that the move happens at 3:30, you get a fake out, you know that you can be a little bit more patient and wait for the later move. So yeah, honestly, this was a mistake. Sorry about that. I should have not been so aggressive. But you know, it's part of trading. And again, I still have enough space to give myself to still, you know, bounce here. But yeah, it's not the optimal position you want to be in typically. Okay, so I hope that is clear. Now we do have 4 million shorts, just like I was saying. I'm not going to show you again because it's going to glitch. But yeah, this time we have 4 million shorts opening. So this is looking better. If we can just keep on falling a little bit, hit this, and then have that reclaim, that would be very nice to add to that short. Now, let me make sure I don't get stopped out before that thing. But yeah, so that's going to be the point. I pay 150 pounds for a course and team down in London, now in Dubai, and they are calling for Bitcoin all-time high and alts to outperform, saying buy alts now. See, honestly, people who are calling an all-time high right now, in my opinion, they have no clue what they're talking about. There is no way that you can be speaking about an all-time high when you are trading at 74,000, especially with such weakness. Like, I can tell you for sure, and I can tell you this because I've shorted all-time highs and I have longed very like good lows and shit for quite a long time. There is no way, and if they predict this, by the way, if this does happen, it would be a coincidence. But in a technical sense, there is nothing that points to an all-time high. The only way that we could potentially get there is if we start reclaiming 85 to 91. And that's maybe, like, the probabilities increase by a little bit, but they're still very low. So for them to say something like that is bullshit. And to be honest, I would not be wasting 150 pounds on such people. That's my opinion. I've been in this game for quite a bit. And yeah, I think that's just ridiculous. There's just no way. Yeah, so that's just how price action works. Bitcoin dominance is not looking great. I was looking at this weekly level and anchor view up to hold up along with this point of control. And as you can see, this has been broken through and back tested now. So I would say until we reclaim this, you can expect for Ethereum to keep underperforming against Bitcoin. As you can see, in fact, Ethereum has been falling much more than Bitcoin. And yeah, kind of sucks. I would say next level we're going to have to look at is this monthly is already tapped. So we're going to be a little bit more of a downfall, especially if we don't reclaim that level towards 0.23. So it would be another 20% down on Ethereum and altcoins. Unless we can reclaim this 0.31. If this is reclaimed, I think this will look really good. Okay, now this is looking quite bad. Unless we start reclaiming some levels. Let's see if this Fibonacci retracement holds perfectly. Let me also see, because sometimes the price is not as accurate here. 74.1, 74, okay, this should be fine. I just really don't want to be stopped out and then have that reversal. So let me check the reaction here. Still nothing. These are just liquidations, no shorts opening, which again, doesn't have to be that there's shorts opening. It's just better to have it. But yeah, let's see. What I would like, to be honest, is to hold here and get people bearish by saying, okay, that failed auction didn't work out because we're now back below the lows, but then having that fake out of the fake out and then reverse. That would be my preferred scenario. But as I said, you know, the value is still going lower. So the chances that we go and take these lows are still very possible. Okay, let's see if I put in my stop loss well. I would say this is the point where we got to bounce. It's either here or never. So yeah, in the meantime, yeah, I know it's per month. I know these groups. Yeah, just be careful, you know, the people you choose, because also you got to consider, like, these people say the things that people want to hear, right? So what does everybody want to hear right now? That since they're scared, they want to hear, oh no, don't worry, buy now, because alt season is coming, or whatever season is coming. Wait, let me charge this real quick. Sorry. There we go. They are saying, like, yeah, alt season is coming, just buy everything now. But what are people going to be doing? They're going to be buying and just losing their money. So, and in the meantime, they got their 150 pounds because people get excited, and you know, sometimes people just don't want to hear the truth, and that's how it works. You just sell them a fake dream, and they want to follow it. There you go. So now we're seeing a nice reaction. Now I'm gonna add a little bit more, and it's unfortunate because I keep missing these. But yeah, so if we can bounce here, I would say that's where we'll see that nice recovery. As you can see, that's exactly what I was speaking about. We just need to hold it now. That is a nice wick on the 30 minutes. If we can start getting that reclaim, let me check the shorts. Order flow is not great, but again, doesn't matter. If we can now keep this wick like this, we're going to have a very nice print on the CME, on the TPO, and we can see that reversal. So I will add even a little bit more here. And to be honest, I'll just keep my stop loss below here. I don't mind losing 1.2k in case we go and take these shorts again. So yeah, let's see if we can get that reclaim and actually go and take at least these highs, and then see from there. But this is looking good now. I like it. I do like it. Sorry for all the mess. Let me delete this. And again, guys, if we take a stop loss, it's part of trading. The risk management is there. And yeah, we'll just move on to the next trade. Tomorrow there's new opportunities. And yeah. So we're now in our position. I would say if you want to be aggressive, you have two options. Buy now, put the stop loss here. But to be honest, I just don't like to put the stop loss there, because if it's too crowded, you know, it gets taken out again, and then we have that reversal. So personally, I like to go smaller size. So, you know, you can buy here, or if you were good, you bought down here. Honestly, I could have, because I do typically see these reactions here. But this happened so fast. And yeah, I would say keep your invalidation here and just go a little bit lower size. I think that's the best option. And yeah, you'll just have that trade running like that. Stop loss below the low. Now, another thing is, technically, you do want to keep a little bit of space below this low, just in case sometimes we go and take that liquidity. But if you do, I would say you got to keep quite a bit of space. There's no point in keeping like a couple $100. So once again, I don't mind getting stopped out of this trade, and then if we get a nice reaction, I will take it again. Because also you do got to consider that probably here there's going to be a lot of stop losses for all the people that started longing here. So I don't think it's going to be, if we do go back here, I don't think it's going to be that small wick and back up. I do think it's going to be kind of like a liquidation and then perhaps a reclaim. So yeah, let's see. We do definitely need to give a nice candle. Now, if this starts to look bearish, it's definitely not positive. And as I said, if we don't hold here, it's likely that we go for the new lows, and I'll just take that 1.2k loss. Okay, so let's see. Let me scroll back to the chat. So Solana is looking tough. I did add a little bit in spot, but it's looking quite bad. I'm just very upset I didn't take that short trade right there. I would say Solana, we gotta wait for this weekly level, which is just at $90. I did have a level here, which, as you can see, I think even on the lower time frame, completely traded through, back tested. That was a chance to go short. I added a little bit here because I thought that was a nice reaction with an SFP at first, but again, back test of this, continuation lower. Let's see what we could look at. I think it's possible that we can go down to $70, which would kind of suck. Would be nice to get a fake out of these lows right here, reclaim that point of control, and then see that rotation back above. Of course, this depends a lot on Bitcoin, and then we would have to consider that there's going to be resistance at 123. So not much to update. Now I do see Bitcoin having that nice reclaim, so we put our average down now to 74.8, and hopefully that was the low. Again, we can go and check the print on the TPO that I was talking about. You'll see that if this is updated, we got exactly what I was speaking of. Not here, here. No, 4 hours, 30 minutes. Did my thing just expire today? Is that what it was? I think I can't show you this. It's kind of funny. Okay, so I guess I gotta re-update my trading. Okay, no, there we go. So there you go. As you can see right here on the price action, we do now have that nice low being printed with no excess. Sorry, with excess. There's actually gonna be another column that was the A session, first 30 minutes. We should have a new one here that will look something like this. And that profile is gonna look nice, once again, if we reclaim this level, which, to be honest, so far is looking good for that. It's gonna take some time to appear here, but you can clearly see on this chart that that is so far what we had. So let's see if this holds. We're now trading back above the fake out, which is good. But again, we do want to see a nice movement back above these. So I'll set an alert here, see what happens there. And then we'll trade this, we'll let this trade run at least for these highs, as I've been mentioning. At least. So if you were aggressive, this is your trade. I personally have my entry a little bit higher. So this was the first take profit, but then we said we have poor highs. I would say at least 280. So, you know, if you took it like this, that is a 4 to 13. If you decide to put your stop loss here, that's a 1 to 12. If, of course, you have the higher entry, because also you got to keep in mind that at first we had the entry here. It's, of course, a little bit lower. It's a 1 to 3. But yeah, so that is what we're looking at today. And now it's just a game of patience. Either the trade plays out or it doesn't. And that's it. Let's look at one or two more graphs. So we stayed a lot of time on Bitcoin. Pippin, I'm still waiting for that. Hold on. So the way you want to play Pippin, I think there's one sec. No, to be honest, I want to see lower on Pippin. I've been pretty patient for this. I want to see at least a touch of this point of control towards 15 cents. So I'm not interested in buying yet, even though this looks good. So if you want to try, you can. But for me, I still want to wait for a little bit lower. And that's going to be 14 cents. So nothing to do yet. Bitcoin dominance we saw. ARC USDT. By the way, if the tokens that you guys give me are looking bad, like in terms of the chart, I won't be looking at them. So this looks fine. This is a good chart to analyze. I have no clue what this project does. Honestly, I don't really care. We're just gonna go off of technical analysis. Now, this trade is back above profits. Hopefully we can keep pushing. And again, to be honest, if you wanna, half your risk, you can put it there. I'm just worried in case this low stays intact, because that is a good low, and we do something like another move down and then back up. So personally, I'm keeping the stop loss there. I hope that is clear for everyone. So this arc, oh wow, I didn't see that actually. I thought this looked good, but then once you zoom out, it's not looking great. It's like a super dead token. I mean, it's starting to go back up, but let's see if there's anything interesting. Look at that nice respect of the anchor view up. Rejected once, rejected twice. Let's see if, look at right there as well. Anyone who says that these tools don't work, you're the Lulu. They clearly work very well. I would say if we start flipping this anchor view up, you can expect higher, at least to go and take these highs right here. And then these highs, to be honest, it's hard to find a trade here. Like, if anything, I would say it's very tough. You can try something local to, maybe like on a pullback here onto the point of control, reclaim of all of this, backtesting the bigger anchor view up, and then try to trade it above here. If I really had to give you a trade, something like this, which is still a 1 to 3. That's the only thing I would say. If not, you would have to look at a much deeper retracement. Truffatore numero uno. Thank you, Peppino, for the words. I don't know exactly what I'm stealing. This guy's calling me a scammer. I don't know exactly what I'm scamming, considering that I do everything for free. But thank you. Yeah, so that's what I have there. Pippin we already saw. Ape. Let's see, Ape. USDT. It's not even on Bybit. .p. There it is. Oh, this is terrible. I would say the only thing you can look at here is for a fake out of this wick, which at the moment it seems like did not happen at all. Once you start trading above, the low here looks fine. If you start getting that movement back above, you can try to, you can try to trade like this. And then hopefully you get a massive pump and you can trade this to the upside. Haters gonna hate, let it drip of a view as water over a plant. Thank you. I really don't give a fuck about the haters. I mean, my results speak for themselves. I really don't give a shit. I don't think it's the tools that don't work. I think it's an issue with yourself and not being able to use them, if anything. Because these tools have worked for me and they make me money every single day. So yeah, next time you can come on my live and ask me how to actually use them instead of hating, maybe. That would be a little bit more of a positive mentality to actually succeed at doing anything. But anyways, we looked at that. Let's look at RSR USDT.p. These graphs are looking terrible. And look at that right there as well. We had that fake out, and then seems like, I mean, this can still work out. You still have a nice wick right there. But as I've mentioned, like, you can make a lot of money off of trading these fake outs of the wicks, but sometimes they don't work. the time they work very well, but sometimes you'll take that loss. I mean, you still haven't taken that that loss here if you've taken that fake out trade, and this can still totally play out if you start doing something like this. But yeah, I would say that's the only trade that I see. What do you mean the course scammed you? You never even bought my course. I know my students, and you're not one of them. So maybe you're talking about the free course, which, by the way, gives you very basic knowledge to start taking your first trades and understanding, for example, grabs of liquidity. But then if you're an idiot and you're trading every single SFP of every single high, like here, that's not how a strategy works, and you probably need to watch the videos again. But yeah. But anyways, you're the only one in the chat that's saying something negative. Everybody else seems to be quite happy. Anyways, enough. I don't really have time to waste on you, Pepino. You should try trading Pippin. Maybe that's that you're in sync with, considering it's the same as your name. But anyways, let's see Hype as the last one. Hype looks much better now once we have filled that wick, and see, this is exactly what I was speaking about. Sometimes you will get that crazy follow through. You can see there, wick, trading below, fake out, back test, take the long. In this case would have played out very, very nicely. Now we're hitting into that. Let me delete all of this. Make some. There we go. Okay, so clearly anchor view up, holding on pretty well on our retracement. That could have been a nice trade. Weekly as well, flipped, lost, back tested, but anchor view up acting as support led to that nice follow through. And now, good question. Now let's see what we have. By the way, I see Bitcoin now losing some strength. Let's see. I mean, still we have time. So let's look at it a little bit more locally. Maybe we can retry another. I mean, this is a little bit like forcing trades. These are not my favorite setups. Waiting for a back test of this. I'm going to take this weekly away now. Waiting for a test of the anchor view up, but I mean 1, 2 times, 3 times it's already been holding. It's definitely not my favorite, but you know, if you want to ride the trend, you gotta consider the trend is still up. You know, so it's possible you get that pullback for another bounce. Again, not my favorite thing to look at here. Let's look at a higher perspective. Higher perspective is going to be down here. This I would be much more interested in. 24. If in fact I already have an alert, as you can see. If we trade back below here, I'll check it out again. But I mean, for now, honestly, it looks good. You can see even here, you had that flip of the value area high, got out of it, back tested it onto the anchor view up with an SFP of the previous low right here, for then that continuation. So that would have been the trade, to be honest. I don't know why I haven't spoken about this. Maybe I was waiting a little bit lower. I see an alert here that I put February 27th. What? Expiration, sorry. I don't know. That would have been a very nice trade, to be honest. If I had seen it, I would have taken something like that, because there was perfect confluence. Once again, anchor view up, back test of the value area high with an SFP. Very, very nice. That would have been a perfect like invalidation just below the low, looking for higher. Would have given a very nice trade. So yeah, I would say option 1 here. Option 2 is going to be much lower. Let's see. And you can see the respect on these levels is actually insane. Look where we rejected. Literally off of the point of control, value area high right here. There's probably also like a Fibonacci retracement lining up with it. Maybe from a little bit higher. No, it's just above. So yeah, I mean, there's always There's never like a random pivot in the chart, as you can see. But let's see. I would say for trend continuation here, for a little bit more of a swing trade down here. I don't remember if I already checked this. Comes a little bit lower. Let's see also some horizontals. We do have a nice monthly level as well here. So that level between 25 to 23, I start to like even more. Weekly, a little bit lower. Daily. Okay. Yeah, I would say back to 25 is the next trade. Onto the point of control, onto the monthly. Fibonacci retracement, that can be nice for continuation. So I have my alert set right there. By the way, Bitcoin is being insane. Just literally up and down. No decision whatsoever. I just hope we don't trade back below here, because otherwise it won't look as good on the TPO. And we want to keep that excess if we want to see that continuation. If we start trading back down here, that's not going to be good. In the next 30 minutes, that is. So we still have 7 minutes to close this candle nicely. And the next candle, we want to see a little bit of a backtest and go. And that will increase the probabilities that we actually trade higher. Your free course is fantastic. Thank you. On the retest, you want to see longs opening, right? Also, after short stock, how many longs do you want to see opening and when? Because if it's too late, it's bearish. So I'll explain this. Typically, you want to be seeing the shorts here, which we had a little bit down in this wick. That's where you want to see the shorts. And then you want to see some longs stepping in. It doesn't matter. It's not about the number. I mean, the shorts, it's about the number. You want to see quite a little bit of shorts, right? Down here, you want to be seeing like anywhere between 4, I would say, to above 10. The more you have, the merrier. But that becomes bullish only once you start trading above a certain level, which is not like a specific certain level you take on the graph. But it's in general knowing that there's these shorts stuck here and that eventually these shorts are going to go underwater slowly and they're going to have to close their position. That's the logic behind it. The numbers, again, they matter when you look at the shorts being stuck, but the long stepping in is not really about the number. Still, maybe you want to see like 2-3 million longs coming in. But again, it's more about seeing if there's actual interest. So I wouldn't be looking at the number overall. Like if it's 3 million instead of 4 is not an issue. If it's 2 million instead of 4 is not an issue. It's just about actually having that demand from traders to take the price higher. That's what I mean. And for traders to realize, okay, there's shorts being stuck. Now let's take that. Okay, so. But still, you can see the perfect respect on 30 minutes. That's the arrival candle right there, closing above that Fibonacci level. Second candle wicking onto the 0.72, closing hopefully. Opening right on that level, wicking down, and then hopefully closing above in 4 minutes. That will look good. And then the next candle, hopefully we can get some sort of retest. Sorry, not retest. I would call it a retest, and then proceed higher. And then you have a nice candle formation for a good low, and you can see that reversal. But again, you don't really want to go back to this wick. That's the price I don't want to revisit. ETH and Sol we already saw, so once the live is finished, you can go back to the start of the live and you'll see it. By the way, thank you for all the people defending me against that guy that came in, Pepin or whatever his name was. Could you re-explain the reason for marking horizontal lines on the open close of the 2 candles instead of the wick? There's a whole lesson on that. I'm not going to cover it here. If you go to my YouTube here, there's 2.5 hours of content where I explain this exact strategy. It's the first 4 lessons of my mentorship. And it covers the whole point of, look at that nice pump on Bitcoin now. It covers the whole thing about horizontal levels somewhere around, I don't know, maybe 1 hour into the course. I explain exactly why to mark these levels there and how to mark them. So yeah, around here. You can find them there. I have a technical question though. How do you choose where to position the volume profile? Always in the ranges or from top to bottom? There's many different ways. Once again, I've explained this in the course, not in this one, in the advanced course. it takes a little bit of time to explain. So I can't just start explaining it now, but there's different pivots, ranges, highs, lows, etc., etc. But yeah, it would take around probably an hour to explain it properly. But if you're interested in taking this to the next level, I do have a private mentorship where I covered all these things. And there's more lessons coming soon as well. Today I'm going to cover field auction if I have time. And I'm going to cover entry points and some other stuff. Anyways, guys, I got to leave you now. It is 4:30. Let's see if this trade plays out. That would be very nice. We got our entry. Nothing more to do. Just let price do its thing. So I will see you. Tomorrow is Thursday, possibly tomorrow, if not Friday. I hope you enjoyed, and yeah, goodbye.